like going hunting, just me, my hound, and my gun. Chasing them deer, rabbit, and squirrel, now that's my kind of fun. I like going fishing too, I'll go on any whim, looking for the big bass, the crappie, and the brim. Just give me a wide open field to walk through. Give me an ocean so deep. I want to ride the longest river in the world, or maybe climb the highest mountain peak. Like going down to the fishing hole, my buddies and me and my old cane pole. Bait them hooks and wet them lines, it's a life I love so fine. It's almost supper time, you'd think the world was mine.
We're way out in the middle of a swamp. In fact, I don't even know where we're at other than we're in the state of Louisiana, near New Orleans, with my good friend Greg Crane and Howard Callahan. Both of them are superb hunters. They're also excellent taxidermists, and both of them have won awards all over the national scene with their bird work. And not only do they mount all these things, they know them from their natural habitat. And now, Greg, you manage all this swampland down here, don't you?
That's correct.
How much you got under control here?
We have 8,000 acres here.
8,000 acres. And what's the deal on leasing to duck hunters? How do y'all do that?
Okay, we don't lease a pond, we lease an area. And each area contains roughly 200 acres. And we let the hunter put 2 blinds on that 200 acres. So that way there's about 198 acres that he can't hunt. And that way that gives the birds a place to rest, gives them a chance to, you know, keep away from gunfire, and keeps the birds in the area all season that way.
I see. Well, how many people do you lease these plots to?
We have 35 leases.
35 leases.
On this 8,000 acres.
Well, I don't see how they know which one is theirs. I mean, I got out here with you, and you got that big old airboat over, and that is a fine boat to get around these swamps. Do them fellas just have little stakes up with their numbers on it, or how do you know whose is where?
Well, you get to learn it after a while. You pretty well know which ponds are yours and which ones aren't yours.
I see.
So everybody, they really doesn't have that much of a problem.
Now you and Howard, y'all got adjoining ponds, had you? Or close?
Adjoining areas.
Adjoining areas,
right.
yeah. And which one's the best?
Both.
Both.
Greg sure hunts a lot in my area, I can tell you.
Well, the way we did, now we left it was slap dark, and I couldn't see nothing. I mean, I know you knew where you was going, but we came out here, and we're in a little box y'all made here.
Blind.
A little blind with wire, and this is all, y'all put all this up like this, right?
Right.
To make a real good place to get in. We've got our little dove stools here, or duck stools that we can sit on. And of course, there was water in here when we got here this morning, so
And it's already fell out.
I'm gonna tell this all the folks ain't duck hunting. Go ahead and get you waterproof boots or waders, regardless what these fellas tell you, because you're gonna be in water. And
well, you live in southeast Louisiana, everything you own is rubber.
that's right. It's got to be headed. Well, now listen, Howard, on this setting these things up now, you know that they land in these little ponds. Is that right?
That's correct.
In other words, y'all know this is a good spot. Now, you come put decoys. What's the system you used on these decoys?
Well, Greg kind of put decoys in little spots off to the side, and he put all the teal ducks together, and he put the mallards in pairs, because this time of the year the mallards are starting to pair up. So you can see drakes and hens together. And what he's trying to do is give the birds an opportunity to come in the land to a real relaxed situation. When birds get nervous, when ducks get nervous, they get together and they jump up all in a flock. And when they're relaxed, they swim around in groups around the edge and feed and talk to each other, kind of like people do.
I see.
And so what you're trying to do is give the birds a situation where it's a relaxed area to come in.
In other words, you want things to look like everything's hunky-dory. Just drop right in here.
There's a party going on.
Yeah. Well, now the white birds, Greg. What is the purpose of them little white birds you got stuck out there on the edges of the water?
Okay, those are confidence decoys. So in this area we have a lot of egrets, and normally wherever you find ducks, there's a few egrets standing around the banks. So when a bird comes over, it just makes it look everything that much more natural, and gives them confidence everything's okay.
All right, now, before we get into a whole lot of action here, I wish you would, just either one of you, or one do one, one do the other. Give us your basic calls and why you use them. So, Howard, you want to, we had some in while you was coming up, 2 teals landed. Why, we're going to tell them this too now. You put your airboat way on out of the way.
Right.
And you come paddle back up in a little old P-row boat, right?
Right.
While you was coming up, the 2 teals landed right here while Howard and I were working this. There was widgeons, wasn't it, that come in a while ago? And what are your basic calls, and when do you use them?
Well, we use what we call a highball call, which is an attention getter. When birds are flying around and you're not sure they see the decoys, then you give them a real.
There's 2 right yonder. Look over back.
They looking, they want us. They want to come in if they think there's a party going on.
What is those 2 there?
There's a little teal there, 2 little teal.
Okay.
We have blue wing and green wing out here, but mostly blue wing. And we use an attention getter, and the birds, then when we realize that the birds see the decoys, then we start laying off the calling and quacking and feed calling and kind of just a real relaxed.
Blow me a highball before we get into it.
For example, the birds were off in the distance and we wanted to get their attention. We hit them with something like this. And as they start seeing the decoys and working in, we'll slow down. And that's just kind of a chattering like you're feeding around the edge, and that gives them, there again, the illusion that it's a real calm setting and birds feeding.
All right, now they start circling, then what you do?
Well, you get down.
You get down.
And you don't move. Ducks can pick up movement. Camouflage is real important, but movement is the most important. I believe you could sit out here in a white t-shirt, and if you didn't move, they wouldn't notice you as much as they do movement, especially on bright, sunshiny days. Sort of like deer hunting and other game, you know, they can pick up the movement. And you just get down and start working the birds, trying to get them to look at the decoys and feel confident. And you have to watch them and decide what they want to do and work towards that situation.
Now, if they're going, let's say they flared out, what would you do? Look like you're going to lose them. What would you do then?
Well, you'd hit them with what we call a comeback call, and basically it's come back, darn fool, come back. And you go, and that's kind of like, come on back. And you hit a high note and a low note, and it gets their attention, and hopefully they swing around again, and then you calm down. Let the decoys do the work. Basically, the decoys should do most of your work.
But, and can you overcall them?
Oh, yeah, especially late in the season when ducks have gotten used to hunters, decoys, and calling. You can overcall them. Then we switch calls then. We switch to a real soft call, or we switch to something.
Show me a soft call.
Well, it would be just a little quack, like.
And that'll bring them on in a little bit.
Hopefully it'll bring them in.
Uh-huh, I got you.
Outdoors with Archie Phillips is now available on video cassette, like Volume 1, Easy Fishing, a collection of 4 TV shows that teaches you simple techniques that will keep fresh fish on the table, from bank fishing on Mulberry River to flat bottom fishing on small lakes. Dam fishing will yield large striped bass, while the Tennessee River is famous for those large smallmouth. So ask for Outdoors with Archie Phillips, Easy Fishing at your local video store or nearby sporting goods dealer.
Holy mackerel.
Look to your right.
I see. Good shot, Greg. Good shot.
The gadwall.
Gadwall.
Beautiful Drake gadwall.
Oh, yeah.
Nice shot, Greg.
Good shot, Greg.
I was going to shoot, but it was on your side.
Now, your dog going out yonder, Greg. What's his name?
Dutch.
Dutch. Is he a young dog or
Yeah,
old dog?
This is the 11th hunt he's made. So he's got a lot of learning to do, but He's going to be a good one there in another couple of years.
Boy, I tell you what, ain't nothing like a good dog out in this old marsh, is it?
Well, you shoot them, they fall out in that grass. You just know how they're going to find them unless you got a dog.
I bring my son.
You bring your son. Now he's gonna bring it to your door over there. Is that what he'll do,
Yeah.
Greg?
If we don't have a dog, we let the guest pick up the birds.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
All right, let's show identification.
That's a
And
good Drake Gadwall, 20 points.
let's see right here now, Greg. Get the bird over here a minute. Let's look at him. All right, show some identifying characteristics of the bird there now.
Okay, Drake Gadwall is the only duck that has white on the speculum, the only puddle duck.
Uh-huh.
It's male, has black beak, white breast.
Excellent eating. Fine table bird.
Now, I know about all this cooking now. Howard here's a master at that cooking, ain't it? Look, coming yonder, sit down, everybody, sit down. Look, coming yonder. Sit.
It's all mouth. All mouth.
All right, thank you.
Watch where it goes. Pow, right yonder.
So you got him marked?
Yeah, I got him. Right yonder.
I couldn't see. He was in the middle.
Greg, you see that one?
No.
Look right yonder. See where he went? Right yonder. He's right on the bank over there.
All right.
Hen wants to
Yeah. Over.
If he'd get on up there with that northeast wind, it'll come right across his nose there.
He's convinced that bird's right there, though.
Well, it may be right there. The bird could have run down the bank.
$1,500 he ought to be on that bird, huh, Greg?
$1,500.
The $6 million
We
dog.
call it a $6 million dog. He better take his heartworm medicines every day.
Did you train him yourself or have him trained, Greg?
Both.
Both. You just say you're still training, huh?
Oh yeah. You until about the third season. They're, you know, when you work one at home and then you come out and work him under these conditions, it's entirely different. And there's so many more smells out here for him to have to sort through.
Uh-huh.
And about the third season, they really come into their own. And from then, however long they live, it is a joy to hunt with them.
Well,
You don't have to tell them anything. They know exactly. They know to watch for birds. And you shoot, they'll see the bird fall out of the sky, and you know they mark them, and they're pleasure to hunt with once they get a couple of seasons under the belt.
Uh-huh. Now, Howard, you know that that last time I ate with you, you told me how to cook up alligator. Now, what you gonna do with these ducks now? What's a good Cajun way to fix these ducks?
Well, I don't know if it's Cajun, but I like to smoke them.
Come.
Smoke them.
Come.
Pluck them. A lot of people don't pluck their game. They skin them. And I like, late in the year when the ducks are real fat, I like to pluck them and put them in a smoker.
All right, now how do you go about plucking them?
Well, you pull all of the feathers out, and then it's a lot easier when the birds are dry. You get all of the feathers off. Some people use a torch or a flame of some sort to singe the down feathers. But as long as you get all of the feathers off, the skin keeps the duck moist while it's cooking. And of course, the smoker keeps them real moist. It only takes about 3 or 4 hours, depending on the size of the duck. It's an excellent way of fixing them.
What, do you just put them in there with hickory wood or what?
Hickory wood, and we put the seasoning, whatever seasoning you want, lemon, pepper, bay leaf, Worcestershire sauce in the water, in the smoking water, and those seasonings are picked up on the bird. It's an excellent way of fixing them, and it doesn't take near as long.
And then just slice them off and go at it, right?
Yeah, just slice them off, and you know, one duck would feed one person, or you can cut them into halves or quarters and just serve them individually.
That bunch up high.
Whoa, look at them.
Right there in the front. Right in front. Shoot.
He was fixing to sit down that time. See that?
Oh, where'd he come? Where'd he come?
Fellas,
He just fell in here is where he came from.
No.
tell your dog I didn't hit that duck, Greg. Greg, what signal tells him the dummy didn't get the duck? Which one of them calls you got tells him that?
None.
He's used to ducks falling.
When he hears a shot, there's something supposed to fall out of the sky.
He's going to be so untrained time we get through today, you're going to have to send him back to the trainer and spend another $1,000 on him.
Show you how much that tide's fell in the last hour and a half. When we got here, I put that egret's tail touching the water, and it's, what, a good 6 inches or so?
Yeah, at least. There was water in our blind here, too, and it's gone. It's on down now.
That's how fast, we'll tell you water was going to fall, that's how fast it gets out.
Now, that's what's going to make them ducks fly some more, right?
Yeah, when that water gets out of this marsh back in these areas. Archie, do you have a knife?
Yeah.
Howard, give Archie one of your shells, see if there's any shot in them things.
Don't start that. That's a low blow, that.
Well, I was running bird is trying to land on him.
It's not even worth commenting on. You always have to consider the source, Archie. Yeah. Consider the source.
Outdoors with Archie Phillips is now available on video cassette, like Volume 2, Bass. Philip Chris knows his spinnerbaits well and teaches you his techniques. Nolan Shivers not only catches them, but shows you a very good way to cook them. Clarence Sims shows you that women fishermen can be mighty productive. So ask for Outdoors with Archie Phillips, Volume 2, Bass, at your favorite video store or nearby sporting goods dealer.
Sit. Sit. Okay, fellows. Got one.
Good shooting, Greg.
One.
Out of 3 shots?
Yep.
That's okay.
No, wait, what is all of this about when I shoot, things fall, and the dog is used to picking up birds? And
How many did you knock down?
I didn't even get to shoot. They were all on your side. Now, if I'd have been
That's
on
why
that side,
that's why I didn't stand
if I
up.
would have been on that side.
Well,
Some of us have killed ducks this morning. Other of us haven't.
Did you see that?
he had the corner, didn't he? Greg, you had a good corner now.
Oh, yeah.
What was those, Greg?
Model ducks.
Model ducks.
Now, those are ones that usually don't come in, do they?
Yeah.
Does he know, could he see the duck? Does the dog see the duck?
No. See him, Archie? Good shot.
Ah, right on him.
Perfect.
Right on him.
Perfect. Good boy.
Let me look at that thing.
Archie. Yeah. Good boy. Come.
That's one of them old widgeons.
No, gray duck.
Let me see it, Greg.
Female gray duck.
All right, show us how to identify a gray duck from the rest of them now.
See, again, it's a female. She's got white speculum on the wings.
Uh-huh.
It's the only bird that has a white speculum. Sit. Greenhead.
That's them old steel shells right there. You see that it won't reach up and get them like them lead ones would. Now how many points would he count now, Greg?
This is 20.
20 points. So you can get a total of how many now?
You can shoot until you equal or break 100.
Okay, so that means
if you have 90, you can still shoot like any other bird. You know,
okay.
Because you will break 100 on your next bird.
All right, so if I shot nothing but gray ducks, what would that, how many I could shoot?
5.
6? 5.
5. That would
Equal
100.
100.
Right.
Okay. Well, let's just shoot gray ones. We get more shooting in. Is that one of the lower pointed birds?
Yeah, that is the lowest point, is 20 points.
Well, I reckon why they put them so low.
Well, because there's a lot of them.
A lot of them?
Yeah,
I
that's
see.
the way they decide. Whatever there's a lot of gets the lowest point value.
I
The
see.
fewest birds gets the highest point value.
I see. Well, those dogs didn't have no trouble seeing that and hit the water,
No,
did
that one about hit him. Mark?
Mark?
Nope, I never saw it. The other one. Get it. Good job. Back.
That's a beautiful sight right there.
I kept saying, shit.
You got that duck. You think he can go back and get the other one?
We'll see.
Boy, I tell you, one that's well trained and got a little experience behind him is hard to beat, ain't he, Greg?
Oh, the only bad thing about a dog is you got to put up with him the first 2 years.
To get him squared away.
To get him know what he's doing.
Yeah.
And after that, man, you don't tell him anything. You come out, he knows what to do, and just, it's super.
Bring him right here. Bring him right
Yeah.
on over here. All right.
Male gray duck.
Male gray duck. That's a 20-pointer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So these both of those were gray ducks, wasn't
Yeah.
they? Now the male, show me the difference in the male there. Bring him up a little closer right in here. All right. That's it.
See the difference in the wings? This one's got a lot more white and a lot more black and a lot more red.
And that's the male and that's the female, right?
This is a young male.
Young male.
Yeah.
I see.
Hold this one, and I'll
right.
show you what a mature male looks like.
Okay.
See, he's real
Oh
dark.
yeah,
See,
yeah.
he gets darker and darker.
And redder on the wings.
Yeah.
That's great.
Well, I can't take it, Archie. I'm getting hungry. I got to have some Cajun food or something.
Man,
You want
I got-
something to eat?
Yeah, what you got to eat?
Oh, I got these Cajun crawtators here.
Crawtators.
Yeah, that's a potato chip that tastes like a crawfish.
Let me have one of them.
Yeah, man, they're really good. They're cholesterol free though, because we don't want to gain weight while we eat Cajun food.
Boy, I tell you what, I'd about give a quarter for a good hot cup of coffee right
You want
now.
one of these, Greg?
Y'all go ahead and eat. Somebody else will kill a duck.
Okay.
Outdoors with Archie Phillips is now available on video cassette, like Volume 3, Fish Combo. Fish and Fixins with Nolan Shivers teaches you crappie fishing techniques on Lay Lake. Dam Fishing with Joe Wallace shows you how to catch hybrid stripes below area dams. Pier Fishing with Nolan Shivers shows you how to get those big bass under riverside piers, and Amberjack Fishing with Tommy Browning gives you an offshore fishing trip that will really excite you. So ask for Fish Combo at your local video store.
Well, Greg and Howard, fellas, I don't know when I've had a better time out hunting and down in this marsh of Louisiana, and we got to get on in with them ducks, haven't we there, Howard?
Time to go to cleaning and making a duck gumbo, huh, Greg?
There you go.
Let's crank it off, Greg. And y'all stay tuned again next week for some more Outdoors with Archie Phillips. That's enough.
Outdoors with Archie Phillips presents Turkey Techniques, a collection of 3 TV shows that give you all the procedures to take that big gobbler. Robert Gardner, a well-accomplished turkey hunter, shows how to select an area to hunt, how to set up a blind, and many calls from the beginner to the most professional caller. This video shows 3 turkeys harvested using these techniques. So if you're in the mood for a turkey hunting, Turkey Techniques is the video for you. Ask for it at your local video store or call us direct.
Well, I like going hunting, just me, my hound, and my gun. Chasing them deer, rabbit, and squirrel, now that's my kind of fun. I like going fishing too, I'll go on any whim, looking for the big bass, the crappie, and the brim. Just give me a wide open field to walk through. Give me an ocean so deep fishing hole. My buddies and me and my old cane pole. Bait them hooks and wet them lines. It's a life I love so fine. It's almost supper time. You'd think the world was mine.
Well, folks, we're sitting out here in the middle of a saltwater marsh, and my good buddy Steve German here and Sammy Falk. And Steve, I don't know a whole lot about where I'm at. I'm just going to get you to kind of tell them, you and Sammy tell us where we're at.
There's 3 up there. Look.
Look again, we got.
Hold still, we're gonna kill these.
Look.
Hey, straight over the blind. Just trying. Sorry to ruin your opening there, Bubba.
What's it? That's all right there, Steve. What kind was them coming over?
That was widgeons.
Widgeons.
And they're still widgeons. They're still flying off.
They're still flying, huh? Well, Steve, we was talking about the area we in.
We're about 35 miles due south of Lake Charles, Louisiana, at the coastal community of Holly Beach. In the salt marsh, right off of Highway 82.
Well, now, Steve, you and Ronnie, this is a lease y'all have. Is that correct? I mean, Sammy.
Yeah, this is a lease.
Yeah.
It's lease. Everything in Louisiana is based on the lease.
Uh-huh. How many acres do y'all have here now?
We've got 2,500 acres.
2,500 acres, and some prime duck land.
Right, yeah. This is some of the best right here.
I see.
Yeah.
Now, do y'all both guide, or is this a club, or how does this work here?
It's a day hunting, paid by the hunt. It's not a club that you join.
I see.
It's you pay for your hunt, and yeah, Sammy and I both guide.
Now, Sammy's got a problem with his gun right there.
Well, he's trying to shoot those 3-inch shells with a 2 3/4 inch
Well,
gun. And
I
it
tell
don't
you
work.
what, I normally shoot my Model 12 Winchester, but they tell me these old steel shots that y'all make us shoot down here will blow the choke out of
Ain't
it.
no y'all to it now.
Now you ain't in love with these steel shot either, are you?
Well, I've shot it. I don't have any complaint about it other than
There's
the
two
cost.
coming right yonder you didn't even see. Look yonder.
Yeah.
Well, what I done, I brought my old double barrel shotgun to back up my automatic if it quits like it did last week.
They're gonna be coming off the Gulf. The Gulf's right here to the south of us. And they go out there at night and roost because there's no hunting pressure out there. And they'll be coming into the marsh all day long to feed. And then about mid-morning, we're gonna get probably a little lull. And then it'll pick back up later in the morning as the birds are starting to move back to the Gulf.
I see. Well, now, Sammy, you was telling me that they got a little feed in here that they can feed on. What are some of those things?
We have Weejan grass grows in this marsh. It grows in the water.
There's none coming right yonder. There you go. There he goes. Hot dog. That was a long shot for steel. And don't Coco gonna go get him? Yeah, look at that. He loves that, don't he?
He lives, eats, and breathes for chasing them birds.
Now, Steve, what kind of bullets are you shooting there?
I'm shooting number 2 steel.
Number 2 steel.
Uh-huh.
And are you got?
And that's mainly because of the high wind.
Coco, good girl. Come on in here. I bet you that dog loves that, don't you?
Yeah, she gets kind of nervous if she doesn't get to do something.
Coco, Coco. She think there's another one out there?
Yeah, she heard me shoot 3 times.
But she don't know what happened on them other 2 shots, don't she?
That girl. Yeah, she thinks I'm supposed to kill something every time. She's got more confidence in me than I got. That girl.
Let's see what kind of bird that is right there.
Nice, pretty little green-winged teal drake.
Drake, green-winged teal drake. I see.
Pretty little bird.
Fine. Are you shooting 3-inch magnums?
No, I'm shooting 1 1/8 ounce. That's
Ounce and 8.
I researched steel shot a lot during the off season because I've always reloaded my own shells since about the 9th grade.
Uh-huh.
That 1 1/8 ounce steel is supposed to be that's the prime load to shoot. That's has the best ballistics of all of them.
I see. Now, what are we mostly going to, what type of ducks are we mostly going to be getting in here?
I mean, 'cause early like this, it's going to be teal.
It'll be teal.
And then the big birds will move a little bit later. There's a good flock of geese right there, Archie. Real nice flock of geese.
Coming this way, ain't they?
They're pretty high.
Yeah, they sure are. You ever call them in?
No, not out here in this open water. Now, if he's in the flats or the fields, you could. That's blues and snows.
Is that what them are? All right, now, Sammy, these little boxes we're sitting in there, tell me a little bit about them, why we got a little lull in this hunting here.
Well, basically they're 30 by 30. They're fiberglass, all fiberglass. They've been used throughout this part of the area for the last 15 years. Supposed to be a nice, safe, comfortable blind. Each man has his own little cubicle to get in case you're off balance when you shoot, you don't fall on anybody, your gun doesn't fall on the other person's part. They work real nice. We got little covers that fit over each one. It keeps them dry, clean.
Keeps the varmints out of them too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
a lot of people are worried
I
about.
tell you, it's cold out here this morning, but get down in this thing, it ain't too bad, is it?
Oh, it
Right.
don't get cold in Louisiana.
Don't tell me it don't get cold. I got on 4 sets of clothes over here.
Well, by the time you get down low, and then you got this grass, and it's kind of tapered, and it blows the wind right off of you.
That's good.
I do not believe it. There's one.
All right, that little old thing you're using, that just sounds like just like a regular old whistle.
Well, it's
Is
this
that a
really
teal
three-
whistle?
It'll call green wings. It'll call widgeons. Widgeon has a real nasal sound,
Uh-huh.
and teal are real sharp. And then if you stick your finger in the end of it, it'll change the pitch and make a pintail whistle.
Boy, that's great. What kind of call is that now?
This is a duck commander.
Duck commander. What kind does Sammy use here?
Well, his last name's Falk, so I guess you know what kind of call he uses.
Is he partial to the Falk duck calls?
Just a tad.
Just a tad.
Sound like our neighbor back there got that big flock of teal.
Yeah, sound like they went right down
Right down the pipe there.
Look at
all
the
geese.
birds down through yonder. All them geese.
Every one of them.
Now, why won't they light in here?
Well, as a rule, at least in South Louisiana, they don't normally land in the water.
They don't.
And they shy away from open water. And my theory on that is every open body of open water down here's got a blind on it, and they get shot so much that they'll actually steer around and fly the grass line.
I see. Come around. Uh-oh.
Kill them. Good shot, Sammy. Good
He's
shot.
gonna fall
Watch out,
in the
Archie.
blind. Look out! that fell right here in front of me. Goodness gracious alive. I didn't see where that other one went.
It fell right over on the edge.
Fetch that.
Yeah, yonder is.
Just reach out there
I
and grab
guarantee you I can get that duck. Hold on a minute. I'm gonna save Coco a job right here. Put it right here. That duck fell right here.
He's right over to your left, just a hair. Where is Coco going? She acts like she sees something.
You know, I can't see that duck.
Just to your left over on that. It might have blown a little where you can't grab it.
He must be right around that little piece of grass right there. I see that other one laying right yonder. Look him.
Yeah.
See him right yonder?
Yeah, that bird's crippled.
Coco don't see him, does he?
No, she'll,
Can you direct him to it? I think she sees him now, don't she?
no, but she will here in a second. She saw him falling and this other one confused her. It's right over on the other side of that little oyster grass.
Over there?
Between that little clump you pointed at and the other one.
I swear.
I don't want either one of y'all to say nothing about that outstanding calling job.
Now that was beautiful.
Sammy, look how low that group of geese just went over your blind. They were lower than that when I saw them. Atta girl! Watch him, that duck's diving on him. Good girl, go!
Good girl, Coco. Excellent, excellent. Boy, she had to go a long way to get that one.
Atta girl!
Good dog. Now, both of them teals?
No, that's gray ducks.
Gray ducks.
Gadwalls.
Gadwalls.
Louisiana name for them is gray ducks, and there's 2 hens.
Uh-huh. Now, what point birds are those? What point birds are those?
These are 20 pointers.
20 pointers.
So that's a good, nice, big duck for 20 points.
Uh-huh.
When I get back in the blind, y'all can pat me on the back for that calling job.
Well, now, won't you do this, Dina? As them things came in, tell me what you did. Just drop your ducks a minute and get your call in your mouth. Just let's redo this thing. Tell me what you did to get them in here.
Well, when they passed by out there, they were looking at the decoys, so we needed to get their attention. We highballed them.
Okay.
And then when I had their attention a little bit and they were listening, started feeding call, make it sound like the ducks were feeding on the water. And then just soft quacked them on in.
Notice when they turn, that's the part you're going to lose them or you're going to get them, man.
Right. And when they turn and come back to the decoys, you don't want to highball them anymore. You've got their attention and you want them to think everything's safe.
And just easy quack, right?
Easy, soft quacking while they're coming in.
And boy, they came right in just right, didn't
they? Worked perfect, just like it's meant to be. They both died. That's the main thing.
Outdoors with Archie Phillips is now available on video cassette, like Volume 4, Fish and Hunt Combo. Jump Box with Doug Fincher shows you trot line fishing like you've never seen it before. Rattlesnake with Jimmy Jones shows you a different type of hunting. Rabbit Hunting with Melvin Stewart shows you a good hunting fellowship with southern flavor. And Spawning Bass with Philip Chris gives you a good springtime bass show. So ask for Fish and Hunt Combo at your local video store or nearby dealer.
Archie, I think we need to teach you how to call.
I think you're right.
And
I hate to be an invalid.
You know, being that Sammy is from the famous Falk clan, he ran by his Uncle Dudley's shop yesterday where they make the Falk game calls there in Lake Charles. And we had you a custom Falk duck call engraved for you.
Oh my goodness gracious alive. That is beautiful. Now Dudley is the man that owns it.
Yes, sir.
Would you tell Uncle Dudley I sure appreciate it now?
Dudley figured you was going to need a little more help, so he sent you a cassette that he puts out also.
Well, I tell you what.
Detailed instructions by Dud Falk.
Well, I'll use that, but I tell you what, I got 2 fine duck callers I'm sitting in the blind with. I want some eyeball-to-eyeball instructions here. Tell me what the first thing we do now, Sammy.
Okay. This is a high-volume duck call. It's designed for
loudmouths, right?
And more or less what kind of calling you'd be doing back in Alabama.
Okay.
And in the trees.
Had a good bunch of birds come right over us.
Well, as soon as I learn how to call these, they won't come over. We'll drop them in on top of
There you go.
Just see if you can, sometimes it's hard with those gloves on. It'll muffle it down.
Yeah, you want to cup your hand around the barrel of the call.
All right. Let me get my gloves.
Look going in on Kevin. Look going in on Kevin. Now, we liable to get these.
Oh, he's got a bunch of them.
1.
There's a bunch up there.
2. Coming right over you, Archie. He's going to come right over the top of us.
Right over both.
Well,
Stay, Cope.
there's one that got away.
Yep.
How high would you say that shot was right then?
First shot, probably 45, 50 yards.
I say
So
so.
he wasn't going to get any closer.
No, he was on his way right then, wasn't he? Let me get back ready here, and I gotta get my calling down, Pat, before we
Sit down, Cope.
let another one escape like that.
I don't know if you've been watching back there, Archie, but the geese have not stopped. It's just wave after wave.
I have been watching them. It's phenomenal. All right, tell me if you don't see anything coming, and we'll get back on this serious duck calling.
There's two kinds of calling down here. There's the old Cajun call, where they make the call squeal on the end of it, and all the old Cajun, the old coon-ass people, that's how they call ducks, and that's how Sammy calls ducks.
Okay.
And I call ducks without the squeal.
All right.
But
Well,
it works equally well.
You gotta, this call here is made with wood.
Uh-huh.
It's all wood, whereas the call that I have is made out of bamboo.
Bamboo. I see.
It makes it a little bit louder, a little different.
that is good.
That's the way yours is. Mine's a little different.
Now he'll have a lot of squeal on here.
I hear that squeal in
At
there.
the
Yeah,
end.
yeah. So your highball call, you come in. Tell me about this breathing deal on this.
So you breathe from
can't
here.
blow it with your cheeks.
All right, talk to me.
And you cup you change the pitch of your call with the cup in your hand.
And you blow from deep down in your
blow from
diaphragm,
your
don't you?
you almost grunt into the call.
That ought to run them off good, oughtn't it?
I tell you, Dudley told me one time that the greatest conservation tool ever invented was the duck call. And I totally agree with him.
Yeah.
Well, I just have to work on it there. I'm gonna get that tape out there and blow it a few times here and see if I can't get this thing.
Coco?
Now, Steve, that chain y'all got around your neck there, the one you got around yours, is full of little old aluminum hickeys with numbers on there. What in the world's all them things?
That's duck and goose bands that I've killed.
Is that what you killed here?
Well, this has been since I've been hunting, the tags I've killed.
Somebody put them on their legs up north somewhere, didn't he?
Right. And this is an indication of the number of birds I've killed, because you don't just kill them every day.
In other words, just very few of them you kill that's got a band?
Right.
Now, what do you do with those numbers off of there?
You send the numbers in to the address that's on the band. It's a Washington, D.C. address, and they send you a little certificate back that tells where the bird was killed, where the bird was tagged, who tagged it, how old it was, what sex it was. Just gives you a little background history on it. I've got one on here that's real special to me. This is a blue goose, this little band right here, that I killed him in 1978, and he was banded in 1956. He'd been wearing his band 22 years.
Goodness gracious.
Longer than I'd been duck hunting. He was banded 2 years after I was
didn't know
born.
they lived that long, Steve.
Neither did the wildlife and fisheries. They like to have a fish.
There they are.
Outdoors with Archie Phillips is now available on video cassette, like Volume 5, Hunting. Squirrel hunting with dogs has always thrived in the South, and this squirrel hunting show reflects why. Quail hunting with well-trained dogs keeps your skills sharp and your dinner table full, and deer driving gives you good fellowship with fine friends. So ask for Outdoors with Archie Phillips, Volume 5, Hunting, at your local video store or nearby sporting goods dealer.
Tell me when you're ready. You got that in the back. There he goes. There he goes. Woo, boy, them caught a snapping that time, didn't they?
All the years, if you put your gun back in the case, are you crazy?
We done that. We put our guns up.
Oh, come here,
We got to eat out about that, Sammy.
Tell you what, probably won't be the last of the eating out.
Them ducks just landed in there just big as sin. You
Go
see
get him,
that?
Colt. Go get him.
I'm talking about they landed in the decoys out there.
I mean, I saw the big one sitting out there.
Yeah. Come on down. 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 They can. They turn slightly.
They climbing now.
They climbing. Why are they climbing?
Don't know.
Who's
Gray ducks.
Now they kind of dumb ones though, ain't they? They ain't the brightest duck in the world, are they?
No, boy, when they want to work, they ain't much prettier than that.
That's what I figured.
If they don't, they don't.
Yeah.
Outdoors with Archie Phillips is now available on video cassette, like Volume 6, Fishing Lakes and Rivers. Mystery Lake is one of the best brim shows you'll ever see, and that's why it's the most popular type of fishing, while Pickwick Lake is known for having large smallmouth bass. Lures with Philip Chris gives you 8 different methods to add to your arsenal, and our fishing lady will show you how to fish like a pro. So ask for Fishing Lakes and Rivers at your local video store.
Well, folks, we had an excellent hunt down here in South Louisiana, and the interesting part of it is we got a real good variety here today. And Steve, what you got starting on your end? Kind of show the folks the different kinds of ducks y'all got available down here.
Oh, this is a real prime, nice spoonbill drake.
I know you was real proud of that one right there.
Yeah, I like that one. And then the duck I most like to kill because they make my life miserable, a real nice mottle duck drake.
He ain't hurt at all, hardly.
This is our Louisiana bird that doesn't migrate. He stays here year round. Got a real nice pair of gadwalls. Got the drake and the hen. And then we have a juvenile spoonbill male. He's just getting the color in his head, and got a nice little green-winged teal that caught it pretty good there, Archie.
Yeah, yeah. And what about this goose here that Kevin got?
Well, this is a blue goose, a blue snow hybrid.
Well, now, me and Sammy should have had about 4 of them apiece, shouldn't we, Sammy?
I mean to tell you, that was tough.
It was tough. We left out there, we left the pintails cupping.
Left them coming to the decoys.
Coming to the, you don't never know. In other words, I asked both of y'all, was this time to go in or not? You just never know, do you?
Never.
So you've got some real, now I want to say this too, the quality of these ducks, you're going to mount several of these here,
right,
Steve, and then you have a picker over here. They pick them and pluck them, and all these ducks are a real great delicacy. So our hunters that hunt in here, they shoot these ducks and they either mount them, and even if they mount them, they can still eat them if a taxidermist skins them out careful for them. So in other words, y'all use the resource really to the total benefit of the wildlife product that comes from it, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Well, listen, I enjoyed hunting with all y'all. Kevin, where you at over there? Hey, man, I want you to know how much I've enjoyed hunting with y'all and your guide and Sammy.
Enjoyed it, Archie.
And we're looking forward to coming back down here, and y'all folks get your pencil and paper, and we're gonna have a little, right here at the end, and just tell you where and when and how and the phone number to get in touch with these folks down here. Cameron
Wildlife Incorporated.
And these folks know how to put you on the ducks. And y'all folks stay tuned again next week, and may the good Lord bless you for some more outdoors with Archie Phillips.